Hey guys, Mubarak here. Thanks for checking out this course. In this course, I want to talk to you guys about how you can get started Bitcoin trading step by step, all right? We're going to run through the entire A to Z of what cryptocurrencies are, what the blockchain is, what is Bitcoin, what are the other altcoins, all the terminology you must have heard. And regardless of whether you're a beginner or you're an advanced trader, if you've been buying Bitcoin for years or if you just got into it yesterday, I'm going to teach you guys all the steps required and all the processes in order to be a successful Bitcoin trader or crypto trader. All right. So we're going to cover all the beginning aspects of it. So if you already have some experience in it, feel free to skip around. But really, I would recommend going through the videos step by step to really understand where we're coming from and what we're looking at. In the course, I'm also going to be going over the different exchanges to use, and really my goal is to keep this as a live, up-to-date course so that regardless of the market going on and the different regulations and any changes or any things that are really important to look at, that'll be updated within the course too. So if you've heard of cryptocurrency, you know people around you are making money with it, and you want to get started Bitcoin trading, this is the right course for you. So I hope you guys enjoy this video and this course, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Let's get started. Hey guys, Mubarak here. Thanks for checking out the video. In this episode, we're going to be discussing what a cryptocurrency even is. All right. Now that we're going to start off the course, this course is going to be specific on how you can make money and profit off of trading cryptocurrencies. And so there's a lot of little variances and nuances that have to go that cryptocurrency might cover, but in this one I just want to talk to you about how it's appropriate or relevant to you as a trader, as somebody who wants to profit off of this. That's what we're going to cover. All right, so just on the most basic level, all right, it's important to know that a cryptocurrency is a digital asset, and what that means essentially is that you can kind of treat it as almost a digital property or a digital currency. Okay, so it's something that you can use as a medium of exchange, as in you can buy things with it and you can sell things with it. So if you guys have heard, I'm sure you know the ones that you can see on even on the screen, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. When you hear about it in the news, people are actually using these cryptocurrencies to buy things. They're going to the store and going to vendors and purchasing items online with this cryptocurrency. All right, and that gives it a medium of exchange. That allows you to use it to buy and sell things, which gives it value. All right. Once you're using it to trade, almost to barter, that means that people have to define a value that a cryptocurrency is. And so this has allowed for, as you've probably seen, Bitcoin, years ago in the early 2010s, like 2011, 12, 13, 14, it was only a couple dollars Bitcoin. Now, at the time of this recording, going into 2018, it's almost 10, 20,000. It's hovering around that range. Sometimes it pulls back and then it goes up forward again. So the price of cryptocurrency is quite amazing, really, and in kind of how much it's allowing people to create a new currency. Really, you have your U.S. dollar, you have your euro, you have whatever country you're in. People use that to buy and sell. But in this case, what you have is a digital asset, right? It's electronic. There's no piece of paper that backs it. It's purely electronic. It's held online in something called wallets, which I'll explain that concept in a future video. But it's a store of value, and these cryptocurrencies are what we're going to focus on in this course on how you can profit. And it really gets me excited to even think about that, because this is not an opportunity that our parents had, that our older generations had. This is a moment in history that's revolutionary. All right? Nothing like this has been created before. In no other time in history has a digital currency just based off of the blocks of code been created and been worth thousands and thousands of dollars, and used as a medium of exchange. So it's super exciting, and given the time, we need to take advantage of this. All right, that's why I made this course, and that's why I want to help you guys learn how you can make money off of it. Because I come from a stock trading background. I've been heavy in the stock market. I run in penny stock, and that's really, I taught people how to trade stocks and how to make money off of it. But what's going on now with cryptocurrencies is almost an extension of that. Cryptocurrencies are acting in the same way that the penny stock markets worked in the 1990s. And so in the next video, I'm going to show you guys how you can actually make money with cryptocurrencies. So we're getting to the exciting part. I hope you guys are as excited as I am, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Hey guys, Mubarak here again of Crypto Theory and in Penny Stock. Hope you're enjoying the course so far. In this video, I want to talk to you guys about how you can actually make money with cryptocurrency, all right? That's the whole purpose of this course, the whole purpose of our goal here, all right, is I want you to be able to take advantage of the current market and the current crazy hype that's going on with cryptocurrencies and be able to profit, all right? Doesn't mean you need to get involved in creating coin offerings or creating these coins and all of that I'll explain later. You don't have to get into mining, and that's how we have another course for that. But specifically, I want to talk to you about the trading aspect of it, Bitcoin trading, altcoin trading, and why this even matters. Why is cryptocurrency something that you should pay attention to, something that you need to invest in? So let's cover that right now. I'm on this site. I'm going to put the resource below. It's called coinmarketcap.com. And this is a great way to take a look at the current cryptocurrency market, their market caps, which means, or capitalizations, which mean they take the value of the cryptocurrency, you write 1 unit of it, they multiply it by all of the supply of that possible cryptocurrency out that's owned by people, and then they multiply those numbers together and they get a market cap. So just to give you an example, the market cap of a business is how much it's totally valued at. So like the market cap of Apple, for example, would be its share price, say it's trading at $200, and then you have, say you had 1 million shares, again it's hypothetical, Apple has a lot more. You multiply that by the amount of shares and you get the total market capitalization, the total value of the company. And so you can see here that this is also relevant to cryptocurrencies. But the real important part here is, let me actually take you to the home page so I can show you guys how to go to this. So you go to coinmarketcap.com and it'll show you like this. And then you go into trending and you should see the gainers and losers. And what you can see here is how much certain cryptos went up and down in price in the last 24 hours. All right, so let's take a look at something like even BitGem. You can see here that it went up 132% in 24 hours. All right, so if you were to put in your money at BitGem, say you were to buy it at $10 or $9 yesterday, at the time of this recording, then today you would have doubled your money. And this is not gambling, this is not speculating. There's strategies, right? If you just threw your money in based on your friend told you to do something and you didn't do any research, didn't do any due diligence, and you invested your money in, yeah, that's gambling. That's like buying a lottery ticket. That's not what we're doing here at all. There is a method to this madness, all right? There is a specific strategy that allows me and my team and my traders to constantly make profits 80-90% of the time. All right, regardless of something, sometimes the market, right, is going to act crazy and you're going to lose money. But even in those scenarios, we hedge our risk, and I'll talk about what that means later, but we protect ourselves. So even if after all of our due diligence, after all of our research, if something doesn't turn out the way we wanted it to and the way we expected it to, that's fine. We're still able to sell very quickly and hold off on our money, so that way we don't have much losses. So even if you invest $1,000, $5,000, $10,000 into one of these cryptos, we have a very strategic way of trading this, which I'm going to teach in future videos and future courses of how we go about it and what to look for, so that way you know, okay, you can make money off of this strategy. So what I want to show you guys is this is different cryptos, right? These are all different types of cryptocurrencies. So they have little symbols here, and you know, it's important to know that this is not like stocks in one facet, which very important facet, which is in the stock market, when you buy a share, right? I'm going to open it up in the meantime while I'm talking. When you buy a share of a company, what happens is you own a percentage of that company, right? So that's the important thing about stocks. The interesting thing about cryptocurrencies is that they are just depending on the crypto, they're not giving you equity into the company. They're just used to exchange certain things. Um, and so I want to show you guys here, compare the crypto market here on the right. I mean, sorry, the stock market compared to the crypto market. In the last 24 hours, you only had your top gainers. These are stocks with the top gains. They only change anywhere from 11 to 8%, right? Whereas cryptos, look at all of this, 132%, all of these. All this is the amount of profit you can make, at least from all of these guys. So that's super important to me. That's super attractive to me. I want to show you guys how you can make these profits. If you were to invest in BTG or Ethereum, you would have doubled your money, right? But that's even crazy. We can go into something that's been trading heavily, Ion. All right, the more volume it has, and actually let me cover volume and these different statistics in the next video, so you guys understand what you're looking at and you understand why this is so exciting and so profitable. So if you missed anything, watch this video again. Depending on your skill level, you might need to re-watch these videos to really understand the concepts, because every sentence I say is kind of very important to the entire aspect of understanding how to be successful. So definitely re-watch it if you want. But then in the next video, I want to go into discussing how to read this and how to understand this better. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Hey guys, welcome back. Mubarak here again of Crypto Theory and Penny Stock. I want to teach you guys in this video how to understand different cryptocurrencies and the different metrics or different numbers that you kind of should pay attention to in order to be a profitable crypto trader. All right, again, this course is meant for anybody of any level of skill, regardless of your background or experience. So I'm going to assume that you guys have no experience about what's going on in this screen, what all this means. And it's okay, even if you do know, even if you've traded and made profits in the past, I want to give you guys a refresher and really talk about what's important and what's not. All right, so again, this website is coinmarketcap.com, a great resource. I'm going to be providing a couple of other different resources as we go along the course for you guys to keep an eye on the cryptocurrencies, the altcoins, and what really is important to keep your eye on. Also, this has a mobile app, iPhone app, Android app, so I definitely recommend buying it it's free, installing it on your phone so you can just keep track of it as you go on. So, all right, let's focus on the screen now. So what we can see here is at the current time of this recording, there's 1465. This is how many different altcoins there are. All right, different types of coins, different types of tokens, and every day there's probably a few coming out. Every week there's like 5 or 10, and that number is probably just going to increase as time goes on. The market cap is pretty much how much money people have invested so far into cryptocurrency. So you can see 544 billion. No, sorry, is this millions? Yeah, $1 billion invested in cryptocurrency. And just in the last 24 hours, $30 billion worth of $30 billion worth of cryptocurrencies were exchanged, bought, and sold. And so that's pretty crazy. So here, these are pretty important to the metrics that you need to take a look at. Crypto market sorts it by, CoinMarketCap sorts it by the most popular and the most heavily invested in altcoins. So you can see, obviously, Bitcoin is on top, Ethereum is second, Ripple is third, which is new, actually. Ripple was competing with Litecoin, I believe, a few weeks ago, and then it just shot up. And so really, it's important. You can see the circulating supply. This is because most of these altcoins, they have something called a white paper, which I'm going to explain in another video, and I'll show you guys how to read it. But essentially, just a quick high-level overview. Their white paper outlines what the coin is meant to do, right? So it's almost their mission statement. It's almost their underlying technology and the reason why they created that cryptocurrency in the first place. Okay, so in that plan that they set up within the white paper, usually they outline how many of this altcoin or cryptocurrency is going to be in supply. And then as you have miners coming in, that increases the supply. But generally speaking, the only real numbers from a trading perspective, and that's what we're focusing on this course to look at, is amount of volume being traded. Because if there's a lot of volume being traded and bought and sold, right, in different cryptocurrencies, that's where you can automatically know that something is about to happen, that something is going on. There's a hype. A lot of people are buying and selling it, right? That's like the most popular restaurant, the line out the door. So Bitcoin and Ethereum, obviously, these are the most two popular ones. But for example, right here, I can tell you that there's probably some interesting things going on with Tether right here because of the amount of volume being traded in the last 24 hours. Volume is literally the amount that people buy and sell. How much of this cryptocurrency is being bought and sold in the last 24 hours? So you can probably take a look at, volume is a huge metric, and it's important because there's going to be a lot of altcoins here, right? But if you see some of these smaller ones, when only $250,000, and that's still a good amount. It's funny because in the stock market, you're going to have even less volume traded on certain penny stocks. But in general, let's focus on this. When the volume is a little low, that means people aren't really buying and selling it too much. And what that means is that you have to be a bit more careful because it's possible when the volume is super tiny that if you are to buy this cryptocurrency, that you might have trouble selling it. Because if not, so think about it conceptually. When the volume is low, that means people are not buying a lot, people are not selling a lot. It's very slow trading, almost like, think about one house, right? It's very slow. One house might not be traded often, but if it's low, you might have trouble even if you buy it and you think it's a good investment. Always keep an eye on the volume because if the volume is low, there's a lower chance of someone buying it off of you because there's two sides to the trade, right? First you buy it, hopefully then you make your profit, and then you sell and you lock in those profits or those gains. All right, that's the whole game here. And a lot of the times I'm going back to some very simple ideas, but again, I want to make this a very welcoming intro level course, and we'll get more advanced as time goes on. But the whole point of this trading is to buy it low, sell it high. And that's kind of the fundamentals of how you are going to make money with crypto. So you want to make sure overall that the volume is high. And yeah, I think that's probably one of the best things. That's one of the focal points I wanted to cover in this video. We're going to be talking more about how to find the best altcoins to trade, more about how you can even get started trading and set up your accounts. So that's what we're going to talk about in future videos. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Hey guys, Mubarak here of Invest HQ. Before we dive deeper into the blockchain transactions, how to trade successfully, and just even a further deeper understanding of how we're going to make money with crypto, I really want to talk about more of getting you up to speed with what a Bitcoin transaction is and really wrapping your head around how the blockchain technology works. So I found this really good infographic from CB Insights that really shows the step-by-step process that occurs when a Bitcoin transaction is occurring. And even though this isn't integral to your trading profits and your success on that field, having a general understanding of what is going on with Bitcoin will allow you to understand more of the industry. And really that's what it takes to be successful. You need to understand not only your niche, but the overall market. And if you're going to make the decision to really be successful in this, you need to be all in, all right? And that's what I want to help you guys get to. I want this to be the A to Z, step-by-step course and lessons, and that's what my focus is going to be in this course and all my videos in general for blockchain, Bitcoin, crypto, and really mastering it. So together, that's what our goal is going to be. So let's kind of dive right into how a Bitcoin transaction works and what are the different steps involved. And this will really give you an overarching concept of, okay, this is what Bitcoin is. So let's start off, right? Alice sends Bob 2 Bitcoin. So again, Bitcoin is like a medium of exchange. It's a digital asset. Sends the request on the blockchain. Now, as we mentioned before, the blockchain is almost like the cloud, or it's a whole network of different computers, databases, right, running. So this is like a nice little image of it. And now that's the actual request. That's how people are involved. Now, I know everyone has heard of Bitcoin mining, and I have courses on that. Bitcoin mining this is where it comes into play. When the transaction is sent, right, there's this ledger, Alice, sending it to Bob. You need someone to verify the transaction. Okay, so that is done when someone, like in this scenario, they are pretty much running their computers. They're using their GPU, their CPU, right? Whatever runs your computer, they're using that to verify the transaction. Now, the actual process of that is very detailed and complex, but people don't do it themselves. It's just computers running their algorithms and running what they need to do. It runs the software and uses your computer's like resources and hardware, electricity, and that's kind of how it gets done. But the goal of it essentially is to verify the transaction, and that helps continue the blockchain. That's what makes Bitcoin so powerful, is this process right here of the miners verifying the transaction. This is what's allowing blockchain to be secure and non-hackable and verifiable. That's the checks and balances system that keeps it good. And let's go further along the process, right? You see here 3. To append a block to the chain, right, the blockchain, miners solve a math puzzle. Now, don't worry, you're not doing any math yourself. You're just running your computer to solve it. And as I just said, this protects the blockchain against hackers, because you can't fake the transactions. The miners are the ones who are making sure everything is authentic and legit. And that's what allows Bitcoin to run successfully. So people don't have to worry about falsified information, banks being in control of everything. Really allows for a proper decentralized environment to be built for transactions. Okay, others in the network check the miners' work. And that's where the Bitcoin miners and the normal people kind of come into play. Once it's verified, the majority of miners in the network approve the block. The miner who solved the puzzle gets paid in Bitcoin. So this is why you hear about all those Bitcoin miners, right? When they're running their computers, they're running their Bitcoin mining rigs. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. Kodak even recently decided to come out with a rig which quadrupled their stock size and market cap from like $3 to $12, something insane. But that's what it is. They're basically mining using your computer's resources, your hardware, hard drive, video, computer chip, all of that. So yeah, once it gets approved, 5, it gets added to the blockchain and Bob receives it. Right? So that's the whole kind of process. That's why miners are involved. That's what keeps it all secure. That's what protects the blockchain, right? And there's a lot of interesting ramifications that can occur now due to this decentralized situation. So I hope this wasn't too confusing. I know it might sound a little complex, but to be honest, this method of transactions is actually better than the traditional method, and it allows for actually the world as a whole and the community to be the deciding factor, right? We've become so reliant on big banks and our credit card processing companies to just handle everything. And for the average person, it might not seem like a big deal. It might not seem any type of problem, but really this Bitcoin transaction setup and the way this technology was created and outlined and built by, starting with Satoshi with Bitcoin, this is kind of how the blockchain technology works. We're also going to look, some other altcoins work differently. Ethereum works a little differently. And the process of the way blockchain technology is going to evolve is going to be very interesting to follow. And I'm going to keep you guys updated with that. But I just wanted to make this quick video on understanding Bitcoin transactions, how blockchain technology actually works specifically to Bitcoin, so you have a better understanding of it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Really, take some notes, really absorb the information, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Guys, Mubarak here of Invest HQ and IPS. Thanks for checking out the video. In this video, I'm going to specifically explain now how we can buy and sell digital currency. All right, we talked about cryptocurrencies, crypto technology, blockchain, and now we're going to get into the part where you can actually start owning, buying and selling your own altcoins, your own Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dash, Ripple, and we're going to start getting to the specifics of how you can actually profit, trade, and invest in altcoins. All right, so the main one that I'm going to start with, and we're going to review a couple of different exchanges. I'm going to show you the interface of it and kind of personal opinions based upon what's going on now and how this exchange is doing for being able to buy and sell currency, because there's a lot that goes into an exchange, and because blockchain is still relatively new, the companies that have built these exchanges are still working on the underlying back-end technology. So sometimes there's delays, sometimes there's freezes, and I wouldn't really be worried as long as you're on a reliable exchange, like for example Coinbase. And I'm in no way affiliated with Coinbase, and we're just showing the ones at the current time that are the best and the relevant to trade for. And then as that changes, we're going to be updating these courses as well to talk to you about what is the best one. So here, Coinbase, this became the mainstream one where you can pretty much buy and sell the three main kind of currencies, which are Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. So you'll be able to do that. In the future, they might even add different digital currencies on it too, but this is very secure. They're very strategic in what they launch, and a lot of people use them. So if they pick up a currency, you can kind of treat that, as we discussed, or we're going to discuss soon as well, is the fact that the news is a big catalyst for the currencies and their prices. So it's fairly simple to start up. As you can see here, you just sign up, and it'll create the wallet. You connect it to your bank account so that you can put money into. Almost treat it like a brokerage account, like when you're buying in stocks, like a TD Ameritrade, E-Trade. And then you can actually buy some Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin at the time of this recording. And to be honest, in 2018 on and onwards, they're going to focus more on creating more efficient and better systems, but also they're going to start buying, and they're going to allow you to buy and sell more altcoins. All right. The best thing about it is that they also have a mobile app, recurring buys. You can slowly invest in it, and yeah, so it's fairly good. Coinbase. I'm going to just pause this real quick. I'm going to make a dummy account so I can show you guys more of the back end. So let me do that. Maybe I'll throw in some money too, so we can kind of see how it actually looks. Give me 1 second. All right, and we're back. So now this is the back end of Coinbase, and it's really nice. It really helps you see the current prices of Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and Litecoin. And Bitcoin Cash is the fork off of Bitcoin, which we'll talk about in future videos as well. Really the splits that happen, similar to the stock market stock splits, but just important to see. And you can keep track of your portfolio here and up here, and here over as well. So that's kind of a good way for you to be able to buy and sell your accounts, and you'll have everything that you need within this platform, right? Coinbase, the best thing about it is also has a mobile app. Definitely worth checking out, easy to use, and they're usually up most of the time. So I would strongly recommend that if, as you're getting into it, to check out Coinbase. However, one interesting thing to know is to take a look at the transaction fees. All right, that's the biggest differentiator between all these exchanges, is how much do they charge you when you're buying or selling, right? Because it might be a super small percentage, like 0.25 or 1%, but really that adds up as you invest more of your money, and you don't want to lose your money in fees, right? So it might sound immaterial, meaning not important at the current moment, but I would still strongly recommend that you make sure to check out the transaction fees. And so here's a little, a great tip, to be honest. Instead of trading on Coinbase, Coinbase actually has another product that they created for actual traders. It might look more complicated, but it's just as simple, and that has much lower transaction fees per trade. So they created, it's the same product, same back end, but it's just made for traders, people who are actively trading, and so they actually put a much lower transaction fee on that platform. And so we're going to check that out. We're also going to review the different popular ones at the moment, like Bittrex, Binance. Those are really good ones where, as I mentioned, that there's multiple, there's thousands almost of altcoins, and this only covers a couple of them. So the other ones will have more, and exchanges, you want to do your research on them, but they'll have different amounts of altcoins that they sell depending on how their listing requirements are. So hope you guys enjoyed this review video on Coinbase. Definitely check out the app and stuff, and make sure that it's up to date depending on when you're watching this video. But we're going to make sure that the reviews of these exchanges are always up to date and relevant for the best kind of exchanges to use to buy certain altcoins. So we're also going to check out another one in the next video. So I'll see you guys there. Hey guys, Mubarak here of Invest HQ and IPS. Thanks for checking out the video. Now in this video we're going to be covering another cryptocurrency exchange, and one of the best ones out there at the moment is GDAX. Now this is also owned by Coinbase. However, it's more of a professional level trader, but don't be intimidated by that. Even if you're an individual investor trading with $50 and this is the first video you've ever heard of about Bitcoin, I'm going to show you in this video kind of how you can use it in future modules of the course. You're going to see how you can actually trade with it and profit using this exchange. So don't be intimidated by it. The best part about this exchange is the fees. It is much lower than the competition and what's out there. Okay, that's the best part. These fees are extremely low compared to other exchanges, like even its partner exchange Coinbase that owns this company, owns this platform, has higher fees on it. So definitely see, okay, it's only 0.25%. That's very low compared to other exchanges. So that's a great way to kind of make sure that you're saving money, because we're here to make money. So we're trying to keep our costs as low as possible, our profits as high as possible, and our revenue as high as possible. So let's make sure that we're keeping everything in order. That's why this one really takes a good edge. And they have so much documentation. It's a really, really great platform. You can view the exchange. Let's check it out. See, it shows you even the back end of it. All right, and I want to talk about certain kind of modules. We're going to go more in depth about it in future videos, but just this order book is a interesting concept. For those of you who haven't been exposed to any type of exchange in the past, this is a very interesting concept, because the order book really it's how you can really tell who's buying and selling these Bitcoins, how much and how many, right? And you can see the rate. And really, if you start understanding, how this order book works, it's almost like a push and pull, right? You have people buying and people selling. And the order book is literally when people put in their transactions and put in how much they want to buy or how much they want to sell, that gets calculated here, and that really influences the whole price of the currency. And it works the same with the stock market, and really with any exchange. It's all controlled by this very platform. So I want to go over just some quick concepts here that are very important. You got three options here: either market, limit, and stop. And I'll just quickly go over them. Market order means that when you say you want to buy 1 Bitcoin and you enter 1 Bitcoin in here, or I guess you put in how much US dollars you're willing to put in, and I'll tell you here how much Bitcoin that comes out to. If you put in this buy order, right, what's going to happen all of a sudden is it's going to get put into this order book and just executed at the fastest rate possible. Now that might sound attractive, but it's a little risky, because the reason it's risky is because it's just going to try and fill the order as fast as possible for something that matches what you're putting out there, right, with this order book. Now the issue with that is that it's possible that, say Bitcoin is trading at, let's just hypothetically say 14,000, right? I just want to make this simple. Okay, let's use the information we have. Say it's trading at this amount, 13,800 about. But say it was very volatile and it was going up in price, and there wasn't that much on the market order book right now. If you were to put in a market order, it's possible that your order might get put at $14,000, right? More realistically, probably like 13,810, but really that's unacceptable. You need to be a smart investor. You can't just throw your money willy-nilly. You need to have a specific amount that you're going to buy it at that's going to make the cost efficient, and that's what a limit order is. A limit order allows you to put the exact total amount that you will are willing to pay for that currency, right? So right now we know Bitcoin is selling for this much, 13,785. See, that was just a $15 jump within seconds. This is one of the most volatile markets out there, right? And if you put in that market order, right, you would have probably lost $15 in seconds, because it would have filled it at that price and then it would have gone low. But now, because we watch the market and we're watching this and trying to understand it, we know how to make these adjustments. And you can see, right, this is almost here I mean, once you get a membership, you can actually see more of the way it works, but you can tell that this is about to pretty much go down in price because there's less people buying it. This bar chart on the left, right, is all the orders being executed at a certain rate, and that's going to influence the price of whether it's going up and down. And really taking some time to understand this order book is great. We're going to have some specific videos that go more into it, but in the stock market, this concept is called level 2. And that's kind of like you can tell which way the market is about to move. And so that's how you can almost tell how to buy and sell stocks. At what point. And same thing with altcoins. Any currency on an exchange, there's a process to it, right? And we're going to teach you all about that. Right here is what you see, all the technical analysis that'll come in, right? Reading charts. That's what comes in here. And we're going to talk about all the different kind of ways to read these. But essentially it's just a price chart, just price history. But there's so many features here that you can see. Don't let it be intimidating to you. We're going to go through it, and it's really just as efficient, right? You can keep track of your orders here. There's a trade history for your past and also the other transactions that are going on of, what's actually been executed and at what price. This is also important to keep an eye on because then you can tell, what direction the altcoin or the Bitcoin is going to move in. So hope that helped a lot. One of the other things I want to bring your attention to with these exchanges is that you can buy Bitcoin or Litecoin or, Ethereum for more than just US dollars. You're not limited to just buying it for the currency that you have. You can actually do exchanges of one cryptocurrency to another. And that's a really important part of the current kind of crypto market that's going out there on the ecosystem, is that that's what people are doing. You're able to trade a Bitcoin into an Ethereum or an Ethereum into a Bitcoin, and there's exchange amounts. So that's why it's been a little complicated, but we're going to break it down for you guys. We're really going to go in depth about how you can make money with these platforms. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. In the next one, we're going to also review another platform as well. So I'll see you guys there. Take care. Guys, Mubarak here again of Invest HQ and IPS. Thanks for checking out the video. In this one, we're going to continue crypto exchange reviews, and I want to talk to you about Bittrex because at the current moment, this is also a very popular exchange. You're definitely going to hear about it. A lot of people trade on it, and there's a lot of different currencies that you can trade with it. So, as I mentioned before, one of the biggest differences with the exchanges is which currencies they allow you to buy and sell. Not all of them take all of the cryptos that are out there. And the reason for that is because it's similar to a stock exchange where they have different requirements, and the New York Stock Exchange is different from the pink sheets, which is like penny stocks, which is different from the NASDAQ. So those are different kind of reasons why exchanges have different currencies on them. So here you can see that they have, at the current moment of the time of this recording, they have 190 currencies. I'm sure that's going to increase over time, but this is the reason we use kind of a few different platforms, is because different platforms have different types of currencies on them. So you got to create a couple of accounts. So you'll have your money in different accounts pretty much. So again, Bittrex, let's check it out. Let's go through it. USA based, collaborate with experts in the USA, kind of active markets. So let's see how you make an account. Interesting. So right now, what you can also see is that a lot of the accounts, because Bitcoin and cryptos are so popular right now, some of them have shut down their registration. But in essence, this is very similar to a lot of the other exchanges. In the future video, I do want to show you guys kind of the back end. That'll show you guys kind of how it looks like, but it's similar to the other ones that we just saw, Coinbase, GDAX. Those are good ones that you can definitely check out and get started with, because they all kind of have the same exchange feel. I just wanted to cover Bittrex because I wanted to show you guys that this is a good one for you guys to be able to utilize. If you have an account with it, great. It has a bunch of different markets on it, and it's also like one of the other exchanges where you can buy and sell, not just using US dollars, but you can trade your Ethereum or your Bitcoin really into these other altcoins. That's some of the interesting kind of logic or interesting concepts behind trading. So I definitely recommend checking out also our trading strategies, because I want you guys to understand the best times of when to buy and sell different altcoins depending on the price of Bitcoin, right? So for example, when the price of Bitcoin is very high, right, it's very strong, that's a good time for you to use your Bitcoin and purchase altcoins, because you'll get more bang for your buck. You have a stronger currency and you're buying a different currency, so you'll get a better exchange rate. Now, in the same way, when Bitcoin is weak, right, and you want to liquidate your position, say you have money in Dash or something or some altcoin, and you want to sell it now and liquidate it and get your profit, I recommend doing that generally and relatively speaking to the rest of the market timing, because Bitcoin is so volatile. If you wait for a time when Bitcoin is relatively weaker and you're confident that the currency that you're exchanging is going to stay relatively stable, then if you sell it when Bitcoin is weaker, you'll get more currency, you'll get more bang for your buck again. So that's just a mental trick. We're going to go a lot into the technical analysis, the fundamental analysis, the currency analysis of how you can profit. But I just wanted to make another video of a good exchange, Bittrex, that I recommend you guys checking out, and just making sure you have an account on it. Even if you don't put money in it actively, if you start becoming interested and you really want to make 6 figures or more with crypto trading, then you need to make sure that you have access to the right exchanges so you can make the right trades when you need to. It really just opens up your ability to be successful and to do pretty much what they would say, lightning fast trade execution, because the trade is actually when the money is made. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Guys, welcome back. This is Mubarak Shah, your instructor in penny stock and crypto theory. Hope you're doing well. In this video now, I want to get into the nitty-gritty of what you're going to be doing as a trader. Alright, this is how you're going to be doing your due diligence and the research that's going to be required for you to be a profitable, successful trader. Alright, imagine tripling, quadrupling your income by knowing the right way to look at a cryptocurrency and knowing how it's going to move. And if you're able to understand the technical analysis part, which we're going to cover in this video, then you're really going to be able to know how to read chart graphs. And this applies not only to just cryptocurrencies, but to any type of stock or commodity or any investment that has a price history and a volume. All right, anything that trades on an exchange follows these important guidelines. And so what we're talking about is technical analysis. Now, technical analysis is the part of investing where you look at the graph, you look at the price graph, and you make decisions based on understanding and reading certain elements of the graph. So this is going to be an introductory video on technical analysis, and we're going to go through an example, and I want to show you certain key parts of how to read a graph, how to understand it. So why don't we just dive right in. Again, if you guys are probably familiar with this website, CoinMarketCap, let me show you how I run through my process of doing technical analysis, and we'll cover the important aspects there. All right, so let's go into if you're sitting down, and the cool thing about the crypto market is that it's open 24/7, right? The exchanges might have uptime and downtime depending on maintenances, but really you as an individual trader can trade these cryptocurrencies at any time. You can buy them, you can hold them, and so we're going to focus on crypto market cap currencies. Now these are really the top, like 150, I believe. There's a bunch of other coins out here that are probably that we're just not going to talk about, mainly because I want to just stay focused on like the top 100, the top 150. Those are really ones that have good volumes being traded, really ones that have been adopted by the general market. And going back to something when we talked about volume, it's important to have high volume and high general acceptance of a cryptocurrency, especially in today's times where so many different cryptocurrencies are coming out. You need to make sure that the one that you're investing in or the one that you're about to trade has a solid base of buyers and sellers. All right, that way you can buy it when you want to, sell it when you want to, and you have enough supply and demand for it to be a real trade. Now, one of the things I would recommend doing is to just sort it by volume. And when you sort it by volume, you can tell that something is going on. There's some type of action, high price action going on. So let's just explore into kind of the graphs of these different cryptocurrencies. So I want to take a look at Tether, USDT, and really just take a look at this specific cryptocurrency. Now, I know that this cryptocurrency is actually always going to stay around $1 because of the whole concept of the cryptocurrency and because I've read the white paper and stuff. But generally speaking, this cryptocurrency is almost being utilized to be able to kind of act like the US dollar, act like there's some stability in the markets. But let's just take a look at its graph so I can show you what parts are important, okay? This is technical analysis. So right here, right, we're seeing all. Now, there's a couple of interesting things that I want you to take part of with technical analysis. What you can see on the axes right here is the market cap. You can see how much the price is trading at, and you can see over time here at the bottom. So it's just a price history chart. Now we're looking at all time. At the bottom here, you can see the volume traded, and that's the amount of shares being traded back and forth. You see nothing back here in 2015, 2016, beginning of 2017, because the currency wasn't even around then. So why don't we zoom in? Okay, now something important to know about technical analysis is that a lot of it has to do with the time range that you look at. And let me show you what I mean by that. All right, we're looking at, and don't worry, this looks a little complicated, but you can get rid of some of the lines. You know, we can play around with some of the charts and really kind of clean it up. But I'm going to find you guys some more kind of better ways to do this research if it's intimidating to you, but I really don't want it to be. I really just want to take a look at the price action. So what you can see here is that that is the green line. So if you want to take off all this other noise, we can hit these other lines, and that should deactivate them from the chart. Okay, the only thing we're really interested in is the amount of the price history, and we're interested in the volumes traded. Okay, so we can take a look here. Now the interesting thing about USDT is that, because again, look at the price range. This was created as a special type of cryptocurrency that people utilize to be able to trade back and forth their crypto in order to keep it stabilized around $1. So a lot of US people are using this, and so let me just show you another cryptocurrency so that we can really get a look at the different types of jumps that end up happening. So why don't we take a look at EOS? Again, it's pretty high volume. So the technical analysis is, again, the art of reading the graph to be able to make informed decisions based upon what you see here. So let's again zoom in to the 3-month mark, or even let's zoom into the last 1 month mark here. And I want to show you guys something interesting that is going to be true of all cryptocurrencies, all stock markets. Anytime you look at a graph like this, any price history graph, something that you can realize is that a lot of the times the big jumps in the price are what affect the actual volume. The volume, the big jumps in the price are affected because of the volume that happens. So again, this is the amount of trading that's going on here down at the bottom right here. You can see right here this black box right here, 24-hour volume, and you can see this is how much is traded. But then whenever you see a big jump here, right, you see a big jump here, you can see that the volume went up. And that's kind of the whole hype that's going on with cryptocurrencies, is that as soon as something happens, there might be news, that's fundamental analysis that we'll talk about in the next video or in other videos. The technical analysis is really getting a good understanding of the kind of way that the crypto markets work and how to read the graphs. So in the next video, I want to talk to you guys about what kind of conclusions we can draw from charts just like this. Why is it at a low here? Why is it at a high here? And really what that means for you and your trading decisions. So I know it's a little heavy, but as a key factor, at least understand that technical analysis is utilizing the chart and the graph to make trading decisions on cryptocurrency. And in the next video, I want to talk to you about certain methods and certain patterns that you can take a look at so that you can know when to buy and when to sell. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Hey guys, Mubarak here of Crypto Theory and Penny Stock. Hope you're doing well. I hope you guys are enjoying the video so far, and in this one we're going to talk more about technical analysis, and more specifically we're going to cover how to actually read the graph and analyze it to know what's important and what's not. Alright, so let's take a look at the graph. Again, I'm on coinmarketcap.com. We're checking out Ripple, which the acronym is XRP, and I want to take a look at this chart. And the funniest thing about these cryptocurrency charts, or the reason I just laughed, is because this type of acceleration in price is just so insane. And again, as I've told you guys before, I come from the penny stock world, trading stocks, dividend stocks, and these types of things are called like supernovas. And there's so much money to be made when this happens. And we're living through such a crazy time right now. You don't see this level of action in stock markets anymore. This is happening every day in the cryptocurrency market. Let's zoom in a little closer. Whereas in the stock market, it really is not. It takes so much longer. Things are much slower. And the funny thing though is that back then, before cryptocurrencies were even popular, which is just 6 months ago, there was so much hype around the little price actions that would happen in stocks, OTC stocks, and different kind of penny stocks. But this just blows it all out of the water, and the amount of money to be made here is just incredible. So let's talk about technical analysis. I wanted to give you guys a real life example. I want to show you guys kind of how I think about it, how I look at it, and what metrics are important. So let's talk about some beginner concepts of technical analysis that any trader, you're going to hear this terminology thrown around a lot, and it's two of them. It's support and resistance. Okay? Support and resistance are key metrics and key positions on this exact stock chart that you need to keep an eye on and know about to be able to make informed decisions of when to buy and when to sell. So let me get more specific, right? So the way that stocks work, right? And let's talk about the psychology or the way an exchange works. It's one place and people are buying and people are selling. And literally before the internet, people will go up to a counter. You guys might have seen videos or movies of, the stock exchange and, people being on this floor of Wall Street and, those different exchanges and just yelling out. That's pretty much what used to happen before we had, the internet and before we had electronic exchanges. And now the same thing is happening electronically. People are putting in buy orders and sell orders, and we're going from there. That's how all of these types of exchanges and transactions are being fulfilled, right? So if I put in a buy order of $500 worth of Ripple, right, somewhere anywhere in the world, if they have a sell order for $500 worth of Ripple that matches my price, then the order will be fulfilled, right? The transaction will occur. So all of these orders are being put in, and I want to show you guys, I'm going to show you in the exchange videos, or you might have even seen, we saw on the side the order book where you really see live time, people putting in buy orders, people putting in sell orders. So what happens is there's points of support and resistance that are created that we can utilize to make decisions. So let me give you an example. The level of support is what you can almost think of really actually as a support bar. It supports the stock, the cryptocurrency, whatever you're looking at. It's actually a level of support. And the way you determine support all depends upon the time interval that you're looking at. So that's why it's important to go across different time intervals and really take a look at, what is a safe price for the stock or the cryptocurrency. So let me give you guys an example. You see right here at the 150 mark, you see how many times the stock comes and just touches it and then goes back up, touches it, goes back up, touches it, goes back up. How many times that happens? So in this scenario, what you can do is you can define $1.50 as the level of support. Right, that is the amount that people decide all of a sudden to then buy as soon as it hits that mark. Okay, and the reason for that is because they find it affordable. You're going to find around a lot of the definitive points, $1, $1.50, $2, $100, you know, the nice rounded numbers is where you can usually see a level of support. And sometimes it breaks through, right here you can see most recently it actually hit $1.50 and then it went down, right? But if something is hit 2 or 3 times, you can rely that, okay, there's probably a strong chance that if it hits 150, it'll hopefully go back up, depending on some other factors, right? But again, technical analysis is just one way of understanding the stock chart. So what you really want to know is, you know, when you look at this chart, regardless of how crazy it looks, you really want to understand where you are on the prospective market and what is safe to buy. All right, that is a support level. So we're looking at 3-month mark. I can kind of see, look, it went all the way down here to $1.07 or even $1.02, I believe, and then it went back up, right? Even back here, it touched almost $1 and then it went back up. So I can have some level of confidence. Again, this is all statistical analysis almost. It's all a probability game, and what we're working on is coming up with research to support our decision to make a buy or sell decision. Okay? You're never going to be exact 100%. I promise you, not the best traders in the world, not the best algorithms in the world. There's no way you're going to be 100% certain, right? But there is a way for you to be statistically correct most of the time. There is a chance to increase your probability, and that's the tools that I'm giving you. That's the insight that I'm hoping to provide from this video and videos like this. All right? So that is kind of the level of support. Now let's look at another level that's important, and that's the resistance level. And that's the same general concept, but it's the highest point that a crypto will hit before it starts going back down. And that sometimes is also set at benchmarks, right? So you can see here a lot of the times around 240, it would hit and go back down. It would hit up and go back down, hit up. And now the great thing about resistance points breaking, right? When a support point breaks, you have a cause of worry, right? So 150 was the thing, and then when it went lower than 150, it's okay for you to get a little concerned. Now, that doesn't mean always sell, but that means that, okay, now you have to really understand your position. Hopefully you have other reasons why you made the trade. You know, you did fundamental analysis, which we're going to talk about in the future videos, which is really understanding, you know, the overall aspect of the company, the crypto, the news that it might be trading on, why the hype is there in the first place. But from this perspective, we're just talking about technical. So when a support line breaks, there's a higher chance of it going down and the price going down. But when a resistance point breaks, all right, when a top part of it, that every time it hits a point and goes back down, every time it hits a point, goes back down, once that breaks and the stock goes up, usually you can rely that the crypto, or the altcoin is going to go up. And that is a great concept. And I apologize if I sometimes say stock, sometimes say crypto. And the most exciting part about this for me is that it's pretty much interchangeable, right? And for you too, right? If you become well versed in this, you'll be able to make a lot of money from cryptocurrencies. You'll be able to make a lot of money from the stock market, from forex, from options, from futures, right? All of these skills are important and transferable. There's some different laws and rules that come into play when you're looking at different kind of commodities or cryptocurrencies or stocks, but the fact of reading a chart stands true and putting these kind of psychologies, and it's really because of the way the human mind works and the exchange and the population works. As soon as a resistance point is broken, all that means is that the resistance layer that's created, let's say there was a hypothetical resistance layer at this point right here, $2, I think, and 40 cents, right? This line is 240. You can see it hit it here, went back down, hit it, hit it, hit it. So what's happening is that people are putting in sell orders at 240. So I bought it at $2, and I'm like, I want to lock in some gain. I want to make 40 cents of profit. I'm going to set this sell order for $2.40. And a lot of people end up doing that because it's just market psychology. They might look at the order book. It's just these round numbers that people tend to place these sell orders because not everyone can be in front of the computer at all times. So they'll just kind of like set it and forget it, right? So what happens though is that once the altcoin goes all the way up in price and hits this resistance layer, these orders start getting executed of selling, selling, selling. But if that layer breaks and if there's no more sell orders, then it'll shoot up and go higher. And that's the best aspect, because then the price is going to go higher. And if the volume and some other factors come into play, right, I'm going to talk about, as I talked about, there's certain catalysts that we look at. If certain other catalysts are in play, then we know that we can rely on the profitability or the fact that the altcoin is going to go up. And if we buy it at the right time, we can ride that wave up and then sell it. So I want to show you guys more examples. I want to talk about more analysis. This video was pretty heavy. You really need to watch it a few times. I would recommend really getting your head around support and resistance. There's some other patterns that I want to talk about that are familiar with all charts, and we're going to be covering that in future videos. So take it all in. This was a very good kind of comprehensive video, but it covers a lot of material that's useful to you. So watch this video again, take a small break, and then I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.